I'm Rita, and in today's episode I am running my cleaning business. So I provide cleaning services to businesses as well as individuals. So I clean business offices as well as private properties, including cars. I have looked around for a very simple bookkeeping accounting software which would suit best for micro businesses like my business. So I came across a software called MyT, so MyT, and they provide quite simple and straightforward invoicing tools as well as recording my outgoings like expenses or bills, and at the end of the day making sure that my bank actually reconciles. Plus, at the end of the day, wrap up by looking at report section. So let's register on MyT first, or I register my business on MyT first and make sure that I have aligned settings so I can successfully, without any issues, to record transactions from this account. Just a note, you can always skip to the section which you prefer to watch first. So go to the description section below and there is timestamps itinerary provided. Click on timestamp and you will be directly moved to the section which you want to watch first. Okay guys, let's register on MyT accounting software. So type in getmyt.com and let's sign up. Here I need to fill in details, so my personal information, and confirm terms and conditions. So let's start from the top. Add phone number. You will be sent 6, I think so, digit number all the time when you will try to log in, either from mobile app or from browser. You will need to add or enter 6-digit code. It will be sent to your email address as well as to your mobile phone. You cannot skip to next section without adding your mobile phone number and email address. So okay, if you want to receive marketing communication from MyT, tick this box, otherwise leave blank. Let's go to confirmation stage. Okay, I need to confirm my email, so I need to go to mailbox. Let's check. Okay, let's verify my email. Click on this link and log in. So type in the same email address and password and click login. Okay, so now I need to enter verification code. Either you will receive as a message, or you will, when you will go to your mailbox, there is verification code as well. It will be the same. So I will copy from my mailbox. Okay, so now we are on our dashboard of my MyT accounting software. So there is 2 parts. First part is here where is details about my account. If you don't want to see all this information to help you to get on with accounting software, go to this side and deselect view getting started. To access settings, we need to go to account section and click on settings. So there is 3 sections to go through: general settings, invoice settings, and manage users. So if you want more users on MyT account, you can manage here. So let's start from general settings. Okay, so on general settings, first is about company properties. So here I can add my company name. I can select base currency. In my case, I will have pound sterling, but there are a couple more currencies for you to select from. Okay, and decide how many decimal places you will have. I will have 2 decimal places. and I can add logo if I have. In my case, I haven't got. Also, if you are VAT registered, select this one and fill in details of your business if you are VAT registered. If you are VAT registered, you will be able to submit your VAT returns to HMRC from MyT account. Okay, in my case, I'm not registered, and always save. Any changes what you're doing, click save, and you will get this pop-up message advising that you have successfully updated your company details. Okay, next one, financial year. This section, I need to add financial year. So my financial year is, because I'm sole trader, it starts on 6th of April and ends on 5th of April. So let's add in my financial year, or tax year in my case. But if your financial year starts from 1st of January, add from 1st of January. So depends from business. If you are limited company, small limited company, you might have different financial year. Okay, and click on this save green icon, which like gives a pop-up message called as add. And it asks if I'm sure, and I will say yes. And it's been added. So my financial year, which is a tax year, have been added here. I can still edit it or delete if required. Okay, and then I can create next financial year when new year will start. All accounts. This is also known commonly of list of codes used in software, or known as chart of accounts as well. So all your income, which is revenue, which is sales, all codes are added here. So fees, interest, sales. So when I click, for example, in sales, it gives information here. But if I want to change sales or amend, click on this option under option column on icon, which means edit, and now I can edit information. For example, if I have opening balances or I want to change a name, so I can do this one here. When you update, click update, or just click clear if you don't want to do changes. Okay, so here is all codes. If you have missing any code, for example, if I want to add maybe different costs of sales, click on this plus, and could I add new code? Yeah, this is the way. Okay, sorry, it's my fault. So if I want to add new code, I will click on this plus sign, and it gives me option to add information. So for example, I want to add costs of sales for particular materials, for example, cleaning materials. So I can add a code starting with 5,000. So I will have 5,301, and I will call this one as costs of sales. Cleaning liquids in my case. And then I can add another one, 5,002, and I will call this one as cleaning materials. In that case, it's meant like brushes and that kind of stuff, so they are not as a liquid. Okay, and click save. Okay, so now I have added 2 additional costs of sales. The same I can do about sales. I can add and amend my chart of accounts or list of codes by clicking on plus and adding here. So for example, my sales code for 40,001 will be called as, I will call sales and cleaning services. Okay, and click save. So if you have multiple different revenue streams or sales streams, you can add those below. And if you need to add any opening balances, you can edit. For example, here, if I'm looking, I have petty cash, so cash account. When I click on it, I can add opening balance here. And in this case, okay, I will edit petty cash. So there is petty cash information. An opening balance, I have invested £500 in cash into, like, put in my money box, yeah, for using to purchase materials and etc. And click update. Okay, so also if you need to set any codes as default, for example bank account, if there's multiple bank accounts, you can select which bank account is a default bank account. Okay, so this section covers general settings. Okay, next is invoice settings. Okay, under invoice settings I can add payment terms if I want to add. So for example, please pay immediately, or please pay within 7 working days. You can add this information here, and also I can upload logo if I haven't added it already as a part of general settings, this section. Okay, and in footer I can add information. For example, I can add bank details if I want to my customer to pay via bank transfer, so I can provide in notes that information, and on terms and conditions, shortened version can be added there as well. Once you add any information there, of course, click save to keep changes saved. So I will add payment terms, advising that payment need to be made within 7 days if it's corporate business, like if I like to my limited companies or businesses what I have issued invoices on a monthly basis. Okay, and click save. And last section is manage users. There are 2 types of permissions what you can give. So I'm as the owner of my account, I will have primary user or admin user access. That means that I have full access to my account. But I can invite, for example, another person to have the same access or have a secondary access. In that case, it will be limited to these 4 sections. Whereas if you would be giving an admin permission, that person will be able to also add open banking and settings and manage users access. So if I'm looking at secondary user, those 2 are gone, so they can work on spend and receive money, sales and customers, purchases and suppliers, and also reporting. So just fill in details, name, surname, email address, phone number, password, save user, and that should actually send details out to this particular user what you want to add to MyT account. Okay, so that's about managing users. Also, if you want to add accountant, you can provide details to MyT team, and they will add accountant to your account, so they will be able to help you to manage your business if you wish to. Otherwise, you can just provide an admin access to your accountant to access through this way. It's just my first thought. If you don't want to send email and ask MyT to link accountant to MyT account. Okay, and then if you're going under your name, or you would go under this section, here I can manage accountant. As I said, when I click on that one, I can add information about accountant, submit it. I can change my email address, look at my profile, and of course I can log out. So this covers registration process and going through settings on MyT accounting software. So I just been in a local shop and I purchased a couple more cleaning products before I go and do my cleaning services. So I have paid in cash, so I have spent some money on purchasing these cleaning products, as well as I had a reminder coming through on my phone saying that I need to pay a couple of bills, supplier invoices like phone bill as well as internet. So how I can actually record supplier invoices or bills, as well as record spend money on MyT. So let's have a look on purchases section as well as spending money section on this bookkeeping or accounting software. So here are my receipts for my cash spendings that I need to still record on my MyT accounting software, as well as adding a couple of supplier invoices and mark those as paid. So how I can do it on MyT accounting software? On left hand side I have section called purchases, and under purchases there is 4 subcategories or subsections. And we will start from the bottom one first. So suppliers. Firstly, I need to add couple suppliers, and to add new supplier, you cannot miss that red button with new suppliers there. So click on it and fill in details. Very simple and straightforward box to fill in with information. And all mandatory fields got red star. In this case, there is just only one mandatory field. All other ones are optional if you need to or if you wish to fill in. So my suppliers, first one is phone limited. I can add contact details of name and surname of this company, plus email address and address. So I will add country, UK, and town, I will add London, and postcode, I will just use random postcode. And if you have contact details like mobile phone or phone, you can add it there as well. And click save. Okay, new supplier has been added here. Let's add next one, which is my internet supplier. So internet limited. It's the same, I will add London, UK, and postcode. And save. Okay, so those are my main suppliers. Also, I am purchasing stuff from my local shop limited, so I can add that one as a supplier as well. Okay, so now I have added these 3 suppliers. So if I scroll, so when you are off you cannot see, but actually when you go above or hover above this line and you little bit scroll sideways, there is all information about these suppliers. And to edit, we can click under these icons. So when I click on options and click, for example, edit my internet company, this card, supplier's card, contact card will be provided and details can be amended, okay, or updated. So this is how we can add new suppliers. Next one, how we can add the bills, right? So instead of pay bills, we need to firstly enter bills. So add supplier invoices. So let's add supplier invoice first. So click on enter bill here on left hand side sidebar, and we are presented with an empty bill or supplier invoice template. Firstly, we can select supplier from our drop down list, or by clicking on plus we can add a new supplier or select from one of the below available. So in my case I will add for phone limited, so I can click select this one, supplier. Address will be automatically pre-filled from contact card details or from this supplier contact card. Bill number, this is a supplier invoice number, so it's automatically generated by system, but you can add real phone, like my phone limited company got a supplier invoice, and that supplier invoice got bill number, so supplier invoice number. Add it here. So I have phone, okay, so that's my bill number. Bill date, select from drop down list actual invoice date. So in my case, actual invoice date is 24th June, and due date, I have 30th. Terms, if there is any terms on supplier invoice, you can add it here. And to add additional bill item or supplier invoice items, click on bill item here. So this adds a new line. Add description, so I have phone bill or phone charges. Analysis ledger, this is costs of sales or expenses, that's what you need to decide. So in my case, phone charges are expense to business, it's not direct costs of sales. But if that is if you are making sales only by, I don't know, sitting on phone and calling, that might be your direct cost of sales to what you're doing, then in that case it would be cost of sales. In my case, phone charges are expense to my business. Okay, And so when I have selected a ledger group, I need to select analysis account. So in that case, I need to find phone bill. So telephone and fax is here, so select that one there. Add an amount, so in my case I have £35 invoice coming from Phone Limited, and click Save. So this added line. If you have another line, click Bill Item. So for example, admin setup charge in case, expense in the same category it falling, and then I can find one or select one of below expenses. So they're all sorted in alphabetical order, and unfortunately we cannot search, so it needs to be like we need to go through one by one and then decide where we want this particular expense line to go. So this would be going under some kind of admin general. I will add as a service charge in my case, and I can add amount and always click Save, so it adds a line. I can add remarks, and I can also upload file. So I have phone limited is there, attach support document, and I can save. So in this way I have added my supplier invoice. To see supplier invoices, I can click on purchases overview or on pay bills. So in my case I will click on purchases overview, and here's a list of all my supplier invoices, what would be added. The same way, when you go above here, just slide to make sure that you have full visibility of your entry line. It's not very helpful or convenient to scroll always to make sure that you have all information, but this is how the system is set up. So phone bill, to access and edit this particular entry, you need to click on bill number. So this is in blue, so click on it and it will open this bill. So for example, I missed the line where they said that there is also credit issued for £20. So to edit, scroll to the bottom and click on edit. Here I can add a new line. So let's check if I can add in a credit. So credit for the same service charge line. So service charge is there, and minus 20, and click Save. So we can add credit by adding number with a minus sign. Okay, and click Save. So now I have my bill. When I go to purchases and purchase overview, I have my bill for 35. To see details, I need to click on bill number. Okay, let's add a couple more supplier invoices. So I have added a couple more bills. So when I go to purchases and purchase overview, here is my supplier invoices added here. So if I have paid for any of these supplier invoices, I can actually mark those as paid, and to do it I need to go through purchases and pay bill section. From here, if I scroll to right side, I can select which bill I want to pay or which been paid. So for example, Internet Limited. If this has been paid, click on that pay bill icon. Okay, I will try click again. So if Internet has been paid, click on pay bill and add details below this table. So above is information and showing that there is £35 outstanding. Select the date when this bill has been paid. So in my case, I will select that this bill has been paid on 30th of June. Select the bank. In my case, I paid in cash for this internet bill. This is how it's happened. And amount is £35. If you have paid only partial amount, you can amend and just select amount how much you have paid. Okay, I will select 35 and make payment. And now this invoice has been marked as paid. If you click on this bill and scroll to the bottom, you can see payment details there. So if you need to delete something at a later point or allocate to different account, just delete like I'm doing it now. And when I go back to my purchases and pay bills, internet is still available to be paid. So the same way, click pay bill, add the date when it's been paid, select, for example, current account and amount and make payment. Okay, so this is the way how you can mark supplier invoices as paid. Okay, now how I can actually record my receipts. To record receipt payments, it's quick and easy. We can go to section called spend money, and from this section I can add, firstly I can add a bank account if it's required, or use one from below ones from drop down list. And in my case I have petty cash, so I paid in cash for majority of these receipts. To add a transaction, click add transaction. And as I said, I'm under petty cash now. Transaction number, you can use a receipt number if you want. So in my case, I will use receipt number here. So it's easier for me to navigate. So okay, date of purchase. Okay, that's not good. You need manually enter date. Okay, so what was the date? 26/06. Paid to or received from. So in this case, I paid to local shop. Don't know what's happening there. Okay, local cleaning materials. Okay, total amount I have 551. Expense or cost of sales, in my case it's cost of sales, and it's cleaning materials in this case, and click save. Okay, let's add next one. It automatically gives number, but in this case I have different receipt. Let's take purple one, and this receipt number is 570931. Okay, date I have 28, and I have clean limited and cleaning liquids. Okay, and amount I have 2820. Okay, it's the same cost of sales, and I have cleaning liquids, and click save. Okay, so in this way we can add transactions for receipts paid in cash. If you have paid by credit card, for example, if you have different accounts there and there is credit card, which I will show a little bit later, we can add credit card payments in the same way as I have added it here. So click save. Okay, delete last one, click save. Okay, so transactions have been added to my petty cash, and this is the way how we can record receipts as well as adding supplier bills on MyT accounting software and marking those supplier bills as paid. So guys, I'm off to clean little studio apartment, so let's pick up stuff. So I have that stuff. I need wipes, I need bean bags, definitely I need gloves, sponge, some cleaning material, and then air freshener. So I'm ready to go to this new customer's property, but I want to take invoice with me as well. So I know that I can issue invoices from MyT software and download as well as print and take with me, so I can actually hand it to client once I have completed my cleaning duties, as well as receive payment in cash if they wish to pay on a spot. Also, I have a couple more customers who have paid to me either in cash or via bank transfers to my bank account. So how I can record those invoices and mark as paid. So let's have a look on next sections, two sections called sales firstly, and secondly receive money. I'm off to clean. Oh, I need to get invoice first. So before I'm going to my client, I need to take invoice with me as well. So let's issue invoice first. But to issue invoice, I need to add new customers. So to add customers on MyT accounting software, we need to go to sidebar on left hand side and click on sales section. Likewise with purchases section, here we have 4 sections as well. And of course, we will start from bottom because we want to add, well, I want to add new customer. So let's click on customers and add new customer by clicking on new customers button on the right hand side. So very simple, straightforward contact card to fill in for this customer, and the same like with suppliers, there is only one mandatory field called company name. All other ones are optional, but if you provide an email address, I'm trying to find here, if you provide an email address, you will be able to distribute emails or send emails directly from MyT accounting software. So let's add first customer to Alex. Alex is my first customer on MyT accounting software. So let's add Alex. It's his property what I will clean in a minute. Okay, so Alex Smith, it's the same. I can add Alex Smith here because it's individual, it's not a company, and I will actually add my own email address so I can show how invoice once it's distributed from MyT accounting software look like. So okay, if you have details like address, country and mobile phone, you can provide them here in all these fields. It's quite simple and straightforward. I will leave them blank as it is. So I will add Alex first. Then I also have a business client whose property, mainly offices, I clean every weekend. So I will need to issue invoice at the end of month. So we are already new month, so I need to issue invoice for this business as well. So I will add new customer. A new customer is called Office Limited. Contact name is John L in my case. Email address I will leave blank. I will leave blank. If you have email address of particular customer, as I mentioned, add it there. It's easier to send emails with invoices attached directly from accounting software. town, I will have London, UK, and I'll just randomly update postcode. And if you have contact number, phone number, add it there and click save. Okay, so easy and straightforward way to add customers. We can of course slide to right, and then under options we can edit. So for example, if I want to add information, missing information for Alex, for example, town or country, we can do it, click update, and details will be updated for my clients, customers. So now we have added customers. How we can issue invoices? To issue invoices, we need to go to sidebar and click on create invoice. Here we are presented with invoice template. It has two sections. First section is the main body of invoice, so customer details and actual invoice details. And on the right hand side I have two sections. First is about invoice number and date and due date, and then it's subtotal section as well here. Okay, so let's start from top. I can add from drop down list or select from drop down list current customers what I have added, or if I click on add customer, I am able to fill in details and add new customer. Okay, I will click cancel and I will select Alex because I want to take an invoice with me when I will go to this property what I will clean. Okay, so Alex address was picked up automatically. I can still add information here if I wish to. Also, if I have selected this customer, I can edit this customer by clicking edit customer and update details if needed. Okay, let's add items. So there are option to view more item details. So if I add items, it's only asked me to add description and amount. So simple, straightforward. If you click on view more item details, you will be provided with ledger and account. So if you want to separate your revenue or sales, like I've done, I added sales cleaning services. Don't forget to click on viewing more item details. So option to view more details. All these invoices are defaulted to account called fees. Yeah, so if you are selling products and then you are also providing services and you want to separate them, you will need to look select to view more details, so you can select like proper account for this particular invoice. Yeah, okay, so let's start with description. I have cleaning services. Okay, and it's an income, and I have cleaning services sales section provided there, and I can add an amount. So I have agreed with Alex that this cleaning service one time will cost £150. Once you have added, click add information there. Okay, I can add any remarks if I want or additional information. It can be added there. If I click on this arrow, it provides an option to attach any support documents if you wish to attach to send out with customer invoice as well. Okay, when we go to right hand side, invoice number will be automatically generated by system. If you want, you can add your number. Okay, and for example, I will put 1001. Invoice date, select an invoice date. So my invoice date is, let's say 27th, and due date depends when you want the customer to pay. Give 5 days, 4 days, or pay immediately. You can add terms if you wish, or add information more regarding this invoice in this section as well. The result subtotal showing up in this box, and to save invoice you need to click on save, scrolling to top section. Okay, so now I have saved an invoice. So where we can see it, we can see under sales overview or receive payment if it's not been paid yet. So I will go through sales overview, and I can see Alex invoice there. So when I scroll to right, I have an option to download as PDF file or send automatically to customer. If I'm clicking on sending out, email has been sent successfully. And if I go to my mailbox, there is an invoice sent out to Alex, and this is actually also PDF format invoice, how it looks like. Simple and nice, including payment terms information, what I defaulted in my company, in my settings section, about settings section under invoices settings. Okay, so let's go back to overview. So this has been sent out, and once I receive money, I can record payment through here or through receive money, depends what payment method has been used. So let's add a couple more invoices. So I need to issue invoice to my monthly customer whose property or offices I have been cleaning. So I need to issue invoice to Office Limited as well. So narrow down. And for example, if I provide a discount, so let's say it was 550 as a monthly fee, but I also want to add a discount, so I can type in discount and add with minus sign £50 there and click save. It will apply discount, so 500 is a total invoice amount. So that's a way how we can add discount. You can add more information in description, for example, percentage or set amount, or add details in remarks or terms section. Okay, also we can attach support documents if required in this section, otherwise you just narrow it down. And because previous invoice number I selected 1001, it already takes from next number in sequence 1002 here. We can select invoice date and due date when it's due for a payment. So I'm giving only 5 days, okay, June. So I will select my invoice date 25th and due date is 30th. Okay, and click save. So I will issue invoices to other customers as well. Okay, so now when I go to my sales and sales overview, I can see all issued invoices here. Of course, if I have provided email address, I can email it directly from system, or if I click on export as PDF, this would download, give an option to download this file or print out. So either download or print. This is invoice to Business Limited for cleaning services and also cleaning products. Okay, so how we can actually record payments if these customers have paid in cash. So for example, Jane paid £50 in cash. To record payment, we can record from our sales overview section, click on receive payment, and I can add a payment here. So for example, on 29th of June, I received in cash and £50 from her, and click receive payment. This would mark Jane's invoice as received and there is nothing outstanding. How we can actually record quick sales, for example, if I had a event organizing, maybe quick car wash day out or window cleaning or any other activity. So for quick cash or income or cash sales, to record money, I can click on receive money and then select in which account I want to record this transaction. It's similar like expense, but for maybe it's summer day and I decided that I want to clean windows. So I would go around neighborhood and ask if people would be happy if I would wash their windows, clean house and etc. So I would get quick cash. So I would select petty cash and I can add transaction. So I will add transaction and I can select transaction number. So I will keep number 1, which is like system automatically generated. I will select date. So for example, I've done it on 26/06, and I can say maybe I had neighbor Grace and I received £25. I can select ledger income and analysis. I will say cleaning services and click save. Next one, on the same date, I had from Chris, I received £15, and I can add note here, maybe car cleaning if needed. Then I can select category and click save. These are not recorded under sales, so I would not issue sales invoice, but maybe I have issued a sales receipt, so I can record these transactions as a quick sales. Number 3, this will not send out also invoice or document, so if I keep a separate, like a receipt book maybe, similar way, and I issue receipts in handwritten, then I can use this receive money quick way to recording these transactions. So on the same on 26, I received from Laura. She paid me 35, and the same, it's cleaning services, and click save. There was also Jane G. She paid me 45, and she paid for sales. So I actually sold some of my cleaning materials to her. So that's how I made sale on this one. And then on the same date, I also had sales from John, like cleaning car as well, and he paid me 50. And I will select cleaning services and save. So once you have added all these information, there is no more other income to record. I can delete it and click save. So all those transactions have been added. So when I go to banking section and click on banking ledger and I click on petty cash, I can see all transactions, so payments in red and received money in black in order, so in date order. So this is a way how we can add customers, issue invoices and print, download or distribute automatically from MyT accounting software, as well as record quick sales on this accounting software. On my way to this property, I actually was thinking about two things. Firstly, not about the gloves, but let's get gloves on. So I was thinking about two things, and I was thinking about banking. I have multiple bank accounts, so I have my business account as well as my credit card account. So how I can add those on MyT software. Plus, if I use manual uploads compared to or versus to connected bank when all transactions are pulled automatically, how I can make sure the transactions are not duplicated. So let's have a look on next section called banking. So how we can add a bank accounts if I have business account and as well as credit card account. So to add a new bank account, we can go and add it through either spend money section and click on add bank account, through receive money section and there is button add bank account, but you cannot add bank account through banking section unless you connect your account and information from your bank account would be automatically pulled through into MyT accounting software. In my case, I want to upload bank statements myself, and to do it I need to create a bank account. So if I click on banking ledger, I can only do transfers between accounts, and if I go to import data, I cannot add a new bank account, doesn't allow. So another place where we can add bank account, and if you remember settings section, then under settings section and under general settings, there is whole list of chart of accounts. Okay, we'll give a minute while it will load up. And here is a bank. So to add new bank account, so I need to add a business bank account and credit card account. I will click on plus there. Okay, I was quicker than I actually told you what I will be doing. So let's do it again. So to add a new bank account, I need to click on this plus button and it will give me a whole list of all bank accounts what are available currently with opening balances. And to add a new bank account, I need to type in number. So in my case, I will have 1001. Opening balance in my business account, when I opened, I put in £1,000. 1,000 pounds. And bank account, I will have Rita's Bank, and I will give a name as current account. Okay, I need to add sort code, and I need to also add account number. Okay, and I can set as defaulted bank account. So this is my defaulted bank account, and click save. Now my bank account has been added there, and I can edit if I wished by clicking on this edit button, and here is my bank details there. Okay, we'll click update, and now I need to add credit card as well. To add credit card, I can add 1,000, I will say 1,010, and I will have no opening balance, and I will call Rita's Bank but credit card. Okay, sort code, account number. For credit card is more digits, but I will just add card numbers there and click save. Okay, so there is details about my credit card. So now once I go back to my banking section, and when I click on banking ledger, I can see two bank accounts what I added here. Okay, when I click on each of these sections, for example, if I click on petty cash, I can see whole list of activity happening in this actual my actual account. So if I click on my current account, there is only just opening balance and there is no activity. So if I decide not to connect to bank, then I can import data. To import data, I need to choose file and import, click on import. There is option to download template, either Excel or CSV, to make sure that you have all headers or majority of headers or columns, so you can upload your statement. So in my case, I have already downloaded CSV and updated my bank statement in line with provided CSV template. Okay, let's choose a file now. So here is my CSV file. Click open, import Excel or CSV file. And here we need to map our CSV file column headers with a system provided template. So system fields are provided here, and those are also displayed there. And we need to select our file fields and allocate or map to this MyT accounting software fields. So for example, type, in my case, I haven't got actually like type provided. I have actually, I've been lying. So even if you haven't got type, just leave select field as an empty. Date, I have date here. Net is actually my balance, and total is a line total, which is my value. Analysis account and analysis ledger, I will leave blank because those are not fields which will come out from your bank statement once you download it. Reference number and details. So in my case, I have description has a reference number, and details also have a description line. And once we have mapped this one, make sure that this is for correct account, like file is uploaded to correct account. So in this case, it's current account in my business. And click map fields and read data. So now below I have information provided here of all 6 entry lines for all transactions. So firstly, these £100, these are all not income. So this actually bank transfer is a payment which goes out from my bank, as you can see, from my bank to credit card, and it was £100. Okay, and in this case I need to select analysis ledger and analysis account. So I moved £100 from my bank account into my credit card account. So I have amended details there, and I can click save. Okay, next one is £150. This is payment going out, and it date is 28, online shop, and it was £150 of coming out from my account, and it is expense, and it's cost of sales. Actually it was materials, cleaning materials, and click save. Okay, next one, this is correct. I have received money from Alex, 250, and it is income, and it is cleaning services, and I can click save. Next one is money received from Office Limited, 500, that's correct, and it is also for cleaning services. Save. Next is Phone Limited. This is payment coming out, so it actually should be payment, £35, and it is expense is telephone costs. So if you want to see whole list, you can click on plus sign here, and you will be provided with whole list of what is falls under this particular expenses category. You can see expenses is there. Okay, and I can click save. And next one is bank fees. Bank fees of £10. It's actually payment, and I can add £10 there. And this is expense, and there are bank charges, and click save. System created additional 6 empty lines. I will just cancel. I will just delete these blank fields what's been created. So my statement had 6 rows. Once I have reviewed, if I need to still edit something, I can click edit here. Also, I have received money from Alex and from Office Limited, as well as I have paid for Phone Limited bill. How I can actually make sure that from purchases section or from sales, those invoices are marked as paid as well, and it's not duplicating. So that we will cover in next step. So once you have reviewed this information, click import transactions. And when we click on banking ledger, we can see our current account, and this balance actually should match what I have in bank account as of end of June. So all transactions are split between receipts and between payments. So you can review one line by line and allocate if it's a payment or receipt. Okay, so let's have a look on sales section. So receive payment. So I have received payment from Office Limited and from Alex. So how to mark those invoices as paid? So receive payment. And when I look on Office Limited, which is invoice here for 500, I can click receive payment and mark of Office Limited paid me on 30th of June, and paid in current account 500, and I will click receive payment. Okay, and the same for Alex. Alex paid me 250. There are two invoices for Alex, 100 and 150, so these two been paid already, and they've been paid on 28. Okay, so 28 June, current account 100, receive payment, and another Alex payment 28 June in my current account and 150. Okay, so now when I go back to banking and looking at banking ledger and I look on my current account, I have marked my invoices as paid from sales section, but also it has recorded twice as a payment. So one from my reconciliation and one from actually marking invoice as paid. I'm not sure actually, I have no idea why system marks this invoice with previous date, the same as for this one, which is bank statement rec, but it shows 27 because I recall that I added 28. I don't know why system does this one, but I know only one thing, that this would duplicate my or increase twice my sales. So one of these transactions need to go, and to make sure that my invoice is marked as paid, I actually would need to delete this transaction in bank account. So I clicked in this transaction and I need to click delete and click OK. So when I click back in my account, there is only one rec for £500 for this invoice, which is office invoice received. It's marked there. Only thing what is different is, or not right, is a date. Okay, payment details, and I can delete and re-add payment again. Okay, so I need to go back to my sales, to my receive payments, and I need to find this invoice. And you see, it's because I deleted payment which was dated on 29th, I actually need to re-record and select correct date to make sure that entry is not double entered. Okay, so 30th amount and receive payment. Okay, so this being received. When I go back to banking ledger and click on current account, there is this payment with 29th. Something is wrong with MyT, but well, it's recorded dated 29/06. Okay, and the same, I need to remove this transaction because there is two transactions recorded. So okay, click on transaction, click delete, click OK. Okay, so now I have corrected my invoices, customer invoices, receipts, and marked those as paid. I need to make sure that transactions, for example, from online shop and phone limited, are actually marked as paid as well. So they are supplier invoices. Under purchases, pay bill, and I can see that I have phone bill which still need to be paid. I can click pay bill, select date. So I paid bill on 30th of June, my bank, and 35, and make payment. Okay, and the same is for £150 from online shop, and that money been paid on 28. Scroll down, select date, make payment. Okay, so this been paid already. So when I go back to banking, I will need to delete transactions which are duplicate entries. So 35, 150, 150. So This transaction is coming from my bank. This is from bank, and when it's showing as a bill pay, that means that this is bill pay from MyT accounting software. So I need to delete this transaction. And I need to delete this transaction. Okay, so when I click now on my current account, this is how invoices have been marked as paid, either customer invoices or supplier, and my bank actually balance is 2,455. That's my balance in my current account as of 30th of June. Okay, that's perfectly fine now. So I showed how I can add new account, a new credit card account, how I can actually record transactions or upload statement and record transactions, and as well how to make sure that you have no duplicate entries, so you mark invoices as paid, so invoice side is up to date, and as well as your bank is not missing any transactions and you are balancing to like balance point as it required. So this is a way how we can reconcile our bank and mark invoices as paid and upload bank statements. Oh, it was actually harder than I thought to clean that property. Small but mighty. Well, at least it's clean now. So guys, only good news today what can help me to uplift my mood and get my energy back is reports. I hope that I have made a profit. So to find out if I have made a profit or how well I have actually run my business is to look at reports section. Also, if I have some, let me get my words correctly. Also, if I have messed something up in my accounts, how I can correct it. There is a section called journals as well. So let's have a look, and fingers crossed, I have made a profit. Okay, let's have a look at the reports. But if I need to do any adjustments or corrections, how I can do those. So for example, I can see that my current account is in negative. So if I go back to banking section, just need to make sure before I look at reports that all is allocated in correct places. So if I click on banking ledger, there are all my accounts, and I can see that there is in current account minus £35, but they should be part of my credit card, like credit card transactions. So if I click on current account, there is bill paid on 29th to which been allocated to current account. So how I can correct this one? There's a couple of ways. Firstly, we can go to transaction or to bill, delete it, and then allocate to correct bank account. Or we can actually go to journal section and post a journal. To post a journal, we need to click on new journal. Journal number is automatically generated by system. Select date, so I will select last date of the month. Transaction details, I can add a comment saying that payment correction. Okay, click add, and every journal, the minimum need to have 2 entries, one for debit and one for credit. There might be multiple lines. For example, if I need to post payroll journal, so there will be multiple accounts, including account for tax, maybe liability, for pension liability, for wages liability. So that's already free codes, and plus other side where I would like to post wages on my expense side or cost of sales, depends how you treat your payroll and etc. So minimum 2 rows. Ledger, so in my case I have banks and I have current account, and currently my current account is in minus, so I actually need to put back money to zero, back to balance back to zero. Yeah, 35 here. Okay, and entry the description, I can use the same payment correction. Okay, and next one I have also banks, and it goes to my credit card, and I can put payment correction, and in that case 35 should go there. Okay, I don't know what that line is for. Okay, so now my total is 35 under debit and 35 under credit. Once I have added these details and I'm quite happy with my journal, click save. Okay, my journal has been posted and there is my journal entry. I can view it and save it if needed, and it just gives like a journal receipt with information where it's been made. Okay, so let's go back. When I go back to banking and click on my banking ledger, my current account is at 0, but this would show that there have been correction made, which gives full visibility about any corrections made in accounts. These journals is not only for bank accounts, journals is also to correct maybe sales where they've been posted, or discounts, or any expense codes. For example, I have maybe misallocated my phone bill to rent bill, then I can correct in the same way to amending my ledgers. Okay, now the crucial time is to go to report section, and under report section I have 4 reports available. So if 5 reports more, there is 6 reports. Firstly, there is duplicate report. So when I click on duplicate report, if there will be any duplicates in system, so for example here is showing duplicate information, when I click on a drop down list, it shows that there have been expense for telephone and then expense for subscription. So the system thinks that it is duplicate, but it's completely 2 different bills. To make sure that there are not duplicates, I just need to click on this one and check. So this one is phone limited for 35, and when I go to reports and look on other transaction, and this is for internet. There is just the same amount, but it's completely different companies, so there are not duplicates. Okay, so we can review, our system reads and thinks what bills or transactions might be duplicates, so it kind of warns you, and you can figure out if transactions need to be maybe deleted, or like in my case there are 2 different supplier bills, so they are not related. It's just coincidence that they're in the same date and with the same amount. Okay, next one is transaction report. In transaction report, in a certain time period, you can change and amend period. You will be able to see all transactions, what's been done in that particular time period between 2 dates. Or if you select one date, then you will be able to see what happened in one date. Then we have VAT return. So if you are VAT registered, you will be able to see VAT return. In my case, I'm not VAT registered business, so I have nothing to view here and submit to HMRC, and if you are registered, you will need to provide your VAT registration number. You can create new VAT return, and of course there is all steps and fields to go through. Okay, the next one is trial balance. Trial balance will show all activity in a period, and it will not separate between your balance sheet codes or profit and loss codes. It will just show whole list, because at the end of the day all of them need to balance both sides. So debits should balance with credits, and my trial balance is 4.3k. Okay, so you can apply filters. Look at this month. So this month in my case is July, So I have only expenses happening there, and shareholder funds are my investment in bank account and my cash account, which is correct. 1,000 was my opening balance in bank account and 500 was my cash account balance. Okay. So if I want to check this month, so select filter on this month. If I want to see previous month, I can click on previous month and there is more transaction in June. Or I can select start date and end date and look particular period. I can download and also I can print this report if I wish to. Okay, balance sheet. That would show a position of my business at a certain time. So, for example, I will be able to see if I would have assets, for example, car or property, then it would show my value of assets as well as closing balances of my bank account and cash account at a certain date. Current assets, which is receivables, that means the persons who haven't paid me. If I click on account receivables, it will show me 1,185 outstanding. That means that people who haven't paid me yet. Okay. And accounts payable is the persons or businesses to whom I haven't paid money yet. So I will be able to check and look in details. If you click on, let's say it's this one, 667 is an invoice to online shop for cleaning liquids and cleaning materials, and this has been not paid yet. And to make sure that it's been not paid, you can see under payment details there is no information recorded. Okay, so that's about balance sheets. The more activity you have on, for example, tax liabilities, wages liabilities, those will appear in liabilities section, as well as last section is profit and shareholder investment if you are a limited company, or it's like my personal investment in a business in my case. Okay, so this is a balance sheet. And most important, what I'm interested in is profit and loss statement. So let's check how well I have actually done. So I have tax, this is my tax year, so from 6th April till 5th April 2023. And if I go down, how I made profit, yay! I have made profit of 723.48. Okay, let's go through section by section. So excited, right? So first part of report of profit and loss statement is income. Then it follows up by costs of sales, so directly attributed costs to performing my activities, and then expenses of running overall business, like if there is any admin fees and etc. involved. So let's have a look in a turn. First one is income. So sales, I have made 1,925 in sales. If I click on sales cleaning services, I will be able to see what is making up 1,925, and there is all information provided. Okay. You would ask why I have expense of £50 there, but that is the discount what I was giving to this invoice. So you can see that there is the same invoice numbers, and one is money in, also income or sales or turnover or revenue, how you want to call it, and 50 is expense, which reduced to £500. Okay. Other operating income, there is £35. To find out more details, I can click on it, and I also can click more on this detail. So there is rec 1,003, and this is for Lucy Green, and she purchased cleaning products. So actually, these £35 are other operating income what I have allocated to. So it's not directly cleaning services. And under sales, I have allocated Jane invoice and also 1,005 invoice, which is, if I'm looking in details, I can see it is cleaning products. So if I continue to sell cleaning products, I might decide actually to create a new revenue code called sales cleaning products, and then bundle these two under that section to make life easier for myself as well. Okay, and now there is cost of sales, which is directly materials used by performing my cleaning services. and there is cleaning liquids, materials, and also subcontractor costs. So if I click on subcontractor costs, that was one of cleaning support, what I had a partner who helped me to clean properties. So I paid 150 and they issued a receipt to me. So that's why there's cleaning support. Okay. And then I have expenses, and expenses is my advertising campaign, bank charges, equipment hire. So I hired deep cleaner like Hoover, so I have additional like costs there to perform my duties. It kind of can be actually equipment hire under cost of sales to perform directly my operations, but this was one off. Postage to posting invoices to a couple of customers, also subscription of internet and phone bill is there, and travel and subsistence is taking buses and trains to get to cleaning properties. Okay, so net profit 723.48 is a not big profit, but considering that I started in June to do my cleaning business, it's performing very well. So if I want to change date range, I can select from drop down list and look at this month. So this month is already July, so I have incurred some travel expenses only in July. But if I click on last month, this is up to 30th of June, so last month information is provided there. Still made profit £757. If I want, I can look at quarterly information to date and etc. I can also select my random created like customized. If you click custom, you can customize and select your particular time frame. For example, if you want to review weekly or fortnightly, so 14 days analysis, just select your start date and end date and click search, and it will update information below. So we can download this as an Excel, or we can print this report out. So if I click print, it just shows how it looks like there. Okay, so let's close profit and loss statement. So this covers my report section, as well as how you can correct if you have made any start again. So if you have made any wrong postings, for example, if I would want to correct this £35 and actually move under sales, or I actually want to create a new revenue code and then move, so I can do journal entries for these two sections as well. So you can do it through journals, or if you want, you can also go to particular transactions. So start from a source file and update information if you wish to. So this covers reports. I have made profit, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. So guys, I hope you found MyT accounting software tutorial useful, and it will be a good guide for you to start using this accounting software. But if you have any questions or require any further advice, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next episode.